Since he was born, Joseph was unfairly treated. It was unfair he was his father's, Jacob, favorite son, receiving better treatment. It was unfair he was good-looking and extremely capable. It was unfair he knew he was destined for greatness. It was unfair that when he got to Egypt, in no time, he's put in an important role. It was unfair he became in charge of the prisoners. It was unfair he had an ability to interpret dreams, which got him out of prison and made him become Egypt's governor. It was unfair all the gifts God gave him. But on the other hand, it was unfair his mother died young. It was unfair his brothers almost killed him out of jealousy and sold him off as a slave. It was unfair that his boss's wife, who was sexually harassing him, when he recused her for the 100th time, accused him of rape, making him lose his job and landing him in prison. It was unfair the time he spent there, and it was unfair that after helping the chief cupbearer, he forgot about him and let him rot in prison for another 2 whole years. Joseph's life is characterized by unfairness, either advantageous or disadvantageous. And so, I think, just like it was unfair all the gifts he got from God, God showed him the unfairness of the curses of life. Not that Joseph was a bad person or needed humbling, but I guess God was giving him experiential knowledge. A knowledge that cannot be possibly obtained through books or by watching others go through it. And therefore, in the end, does suffering matter since it was necessary to achieve the goal? How can we call something negatively unfair since in the end it worked out? And for that reason, there's no longer a need for a lack of hope, a lack of faith and trust in God. Do people deserve or must suffer for the greatness they possess? Since someone has more than others, and doesn't have to go through the same insecurities as they do they now have to have a taste of their feelings of unfairness also? Let's say you're extremely attractive and great at your particular skill, insulting others' pride. Consequently, even if it's unfair, immoral, and unprovoked by your side, they will insult your pride also, even if you don't have any, by trying to humiliate you however they can. Why do you or I have to pay for the lack of fortune of others? It's not our fault. This dichotomy of a gift and a curse, choice and consequences. Let's look at Jacob. He was a deceiver and was deceived for 20 years by his uncle. Lot almost got his daughters raped and they ended up raping him. You go against God and He will repay you in the same manner you did to others. You go with God and others will make you pay in the same manner that you unintentionally did to them. Traumatic events, long periods of suffering when they're over, remain with us. And I hope that if God blesses us on this realm, the experiential knowledge, the hard lessons will be so ingrained in us that the moment we start getting drunk on the power He gave us, everything is running smoothly, and no one can no longer harm us. We remember how difficult life was and can become again. We remember we're not superior to anybody and we're as vulnerable as they are. People's opinions are indeed truly irrelevant, however, and I used to make this awful grave insulting mistake also. It's so disheartening, lonely, and terrifying when people look at someone who's blessed or seems to be and think they never had to go through anything in their lives. That even if they did, it's not as bad as the same things they went through. They think it's their job to show blessed people that life isn't as good for everybody as it is to them. And that mindset is so ignorant, insulting, selfish, and pure evil. What if my life is perfect and I never had to go through any suffering? So, what? I didn't cause your problems. I didn't take anything away from you. A billion people reject and ignore you every day, but when I do it, somehow, I have to pay for it. It's somehow justifiable to take from others just because they have more than you? And you truly think that God should bless you? Every single day you show Him why He shouldn't. This past 7 years of my life have been hell. I never thought that everyday people could act like this and get away with it. They know they're wrong, but they're the majority and there's nothing I can do about it. God will repay. They think because nothing happens in the moment means nothing will happen. Some of your past ghosts will come back to haunt you 30 years later.